Hello and welcome to the next installment of Next Gen YouTube channel. We have decided that we are going to be building a network that connects buyers to farmers who have supply. Something unexpected has been happening on our farm. We have started receiving calls from buyers who need supply of goods, and then we are also receiving calls from farmers who have actually been asking us, since we are doing our own personal marketing, if they can also market with us in conjunction, like a collaboration. And because we were receiving messages of like supply, and then we are also receiving messages of demand that our own organization can't meet, we've decided that maybe because we have time to do marketing, we can facilitate the bridge between supply and demand. So this is a story that actually happened to us. We actually had a customer who is, I guess, was watching Next Gen YouTube channel. He drove all the way to our depot because he couldn't reach us on our phone. He needs off layers. A farmer who had an excess demand of off layers couldn't find a person to sell his off layers to, and he was going to lose money because he didn't have a customer. We thought that, oh, okay, we already know the person who drove all the way for off layers. So we were like, why don't we actually just help the two groups? We connect one group to the other group, and then we just take a small facilitation fee. What we realized is that you have two people who are in the same country, both need things from each other, but they cannot make the deal work or cannot move their product because they cannot find a way to connect to each other. And we actually noticed that these farmers also liked our business model on Next Gen YouTube channel, where we find customers directly without going to like agents or like broker deals. They also were interested in being connected to suppliers through our channel. They also make a profit from the direct deal of the facilitation. We noticed that supply exists and demand also exists. We are also in the business of eggs, and we also do vegetables. We are expanding our farming business, but the amount of phone calls we have been receiving from the channel, we can't also meet the demand ourselves. The facilitation would then help connection between those customers. Many farmers actually can't market their product. The farming profession is extraordinarily demanding. You'll be working hour shifts, you'll be dealing with employees, you'll be focusing on your harvest, but then you struggle to find your market. And many farmers are actually in the older age group, and so it's very difficult for them to use social media and to market themselves and to find connections. It can actually assist and help facilitate that gap in the market. It helps that Next Gen YouTube channel exists to be the hub. I'll be posting YouTube videos consistently and trying to grow the channel, create a distribution network, and then facilitate supply and demand. And then our benefit is that we'll take a small facilitation fee. You'll also be getting the stock directly from, I guess, the farmer, and you also won't be going through excessive middleman. Also allows the buyer to make a saving because you're getting the goods directly from the farm. We also noticed that after farmers have created their stock and their product, they also have to now do transport costs and go to the Johannesburg market or go to these different informal markets, and then you have to try and like sell your produce to those markets. And when you're trying to do that, you also don't know if, let's say for like vegetables, you don't know if the vegetable is going to sell at that market because prices fluctuate at the Johannesburg market. If we can give you the buyer directly, then you at least have a reliable buyer at a consistent price as the farmer, as opposed to competing in that market. And the thing is, the Johannesburg fresh produce market, the steps involved is you have to use transport to go to the market. Then when you finally got into the market, you have to pay agents a huge fee of your product. And then after you've done that, you also may not actually make any money from what you created on your farm. If you planted all your cabbages and then you took it to the Johannesburg market, that day 500 people were also bringing cabbage. Then there's so much cabbage that the price of your cabbage goes down because the supply at that market is so high. So the difference is, if you get the customer directly and you send us an email, then we must check, do we have a customer or a buyer who needs cabbages, and then we can facilitate that deal. And then that also helps farmers not to produce vegetables that they don't have a market for at the time. Works for virtually anything that farmers are producing. The Johannesburg market is still also just a step in a system. It goes to the Johannesburg market, and then from the Johannesburg market there are many other steps before it gets to the supermarket or wherever it's going. So at least with this system, the farmer can go directly to the buyer and sell at a better price, but that will probably still be one of the cheapest prices a buyer has ever received. But for the farmer, it's still a profit. Now we also need to tell people and our channel something very important. We are not always on our phones, and we've been noticing that because we are not always on our phones, people have been needing to drive excessive distances to go to our depot. Then from the depot they meet Blessing, and then Blessing will facilitate another number that we usually use. To deal with that, we are now going to post email address, and I'm going to read the email address shortly. This is the new place where you can contact us if we are not responding on our phones. So the email address is mncholdings588@gmail.com. Email us so that we can organize and match you with a buyer. Maybe if this channel grows, we'll get to the stage where we can formalize it as an application and announce to people on this channel. But for now, we're just going to start with email and see how it goes, see if it's beneficial. I'm going to need very specific details when you're sending through your emails. This is the supplier requirement for the email. Please stick to the detail, because the more detailed we are in like the farming business, the easier it is to do the matchmaking service and the easier we can facilitate the deals. This is a list of requirements that the supplier must include in their email. You must state the product you have that you're trying to sell. You must state the quantity and the amount that you're trying to sell. You must state the price that you want to hopefully sell that good at. You must state your location, and then you must state the time you will have that good by. We are hoping that you only create the good after you've received a buyer, not before then, because if you produce goods without a market, you're setting yourself up for a financial loss. You must also make sure that you're very clear in your email about your contact details, so that when we do the matchmaking services, the contact details are also there for the buyer. For buyers, if you're messaging us needing product, you need to state what product it is exactly that you need. How much of that product do you need also in your business? You must state the quantity. You must state the location of your business. You must also state your contact details, and you must also state any specific requirements you have for that matchmaking service. And then I just want to emphasize, if you're a vegetable farmer, you must probably contact before you ever start planting the vegetables. Only start your business once you have a market. We also want to make sure that there's some sort of like reliability, and there's some sort of like standard to who is emailing in and the buyer. The thing is to make it more reliable and to make sure that the people who are emailing in actually are reliable farmers and are not people who have product that can rot or spoil. We're going to say, if you fail to supply the product to the buyer we give you, if that buyer feels disappointed in any way, or if you spoil the relationship between yourself and the buyer we give you, we are going to flag you on our email. We are going to remove you as a farmer from the network. And if you're like removed from the network, it means that future maybe supplies, future growth of your business will now not be possible with us. So we are hoping that that allows the standard of our products amongst all farmers and buyers to be high. With that strategy, it means that if a buyer is disappointed with the product the farmer gave, they will email us. That would be the email we would send back to the farmer, that their product didn't go through well. Another benefit, we are also going to start doing our B2B business network that we are kind of building, is the businesses that we personally supply eggs to. As a benefit, if you're one of those businesses that we are personally supplying, or if we have signed a contract with you already, please send us in the email your business and everything that you do. Maybe you're a bakery and you can send us videos of yourself baking goods, or you may just be an informal sector and you get eggs from us. Also, our customers that buy at the egg depot, anybody who is in the business sector, you don't have to be big or small, anybody who is really a part of the community, you can send us a video of yourself and the work that you're doing, And if we like the quality of the video that you have sent in, we are going to start creating videos centered around our customers and our network, so that we help them also with marketing and feature them on the community with their details and everything. We will also do those as a benefit to our community. This thing of you sending in what your business does is optional if you just like marketing done for your business and you're part of the network. We are trying to create more structure to our supply network and hopefully help farmers sell their product at higher prices, because they are cutting out so many people who steal their profits, and then hopefully helping buyers who probably be receiving goods at the cheapest prices. The farmers don't have time to market themselves, and the communication barrier, all the steps involved that we actually have realized may not be necessary if we can effectively build this distribution channel. Help us create this distribution channel. Let's see if it works out. So if you're a farmer or if you're a supplier, remember to contact MNC Holdings 588@gmail.com. This is now a digital marketplace where we have decided to also try and include a matchmaking service between farmers and buyers that may actually be less hassle than going to a market. Allow people to prepare themselves. Like the farmer can prepare that, okay, I need to maybe do 500 spinach, and I know that my buyer requires 500 spinach by this and this time, and then because we facilitated the deal, we get small margin or markup. But that will also be discussed based off of the emails, how we are paid for the facilitation. That's what this video is about. It's how we've realized that we've actually become a marketplace, how we've realized that distribution is actually necessary, how we discovered the gap between farmers not having a market even though they have the farm and all the equipment, but their profits are being stolen. And how the idea came about is because so many farmers were now trying to also partner with us, and so many buyers were sending messages that we could not meet the demand. Like someone drove all the way and he just needed off-layer chicken. He was hoping for the deal. Unfortunately, our chicken are laying for the next 2 years. We received a customer who literally said, my business is off-layer chickens and I have 15,000 like off-layer chickens. That's my entire business, but I'm struggling to get a market. And then we remembered this other person, and that's where the idea really came about, that honestly we could help that other person make money, and we could help that buyer get his chicken at a cheaper price, and the only benefit I guess for us is the fee. Thank you for watching the next installment of Next Gen YouTube channel. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button, notification, engage with the email if the phone number is not going through. That is this video on Next Gen YouTube channel. We're trying this for the first time, a farming matchmaking service that's digital in South Africa. Keep up with the channel to see how we grow our Next Gen YouTube channel, and with this extra layer of distribution, we'll keep the community posted on how it works out.